Alberta Premier Danielle provided an update today on the creation of a provincial police service. She said Alberta has established an independent police agency that could, one day, provide services in rural communities. Her announcement comes 2 months after the introduction of Bill 49. It proposes establishing a Crown corporation to operate a provincial police force separate from the RCMP. The CBC's Aaron Collins has been following the story and joins us now live in Calgary. So Aaron, what more can you tell us about this initiative?
Yeah, you kind of got at it there a little bit, Andrew. This is the provincial government here slowly inching towards the creation of some form of more robust provincial policing service. We already have the provincial sheriffs, but the issue with that agency, Andrew, they mostly just transport prisoners and do some traffic policing on provincial highways. This would be creating a kind of independent body that could fill in gaps if the RCMP were ever to pull out of Alberta, and or other communities would sort of say, I would like to have an alternative to the RCMP. So it's going to be the agency that could provide the framework for those small forces that would do the rural policing that Mounties are doing these days.
What was the impetus for taking this step, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, I think this there's a couple tracks to this, right? There's long been that sort of dance here in the province where, hey, we don't like to be left out when the bigger provinces are doing things. Quebec has their own provincial police force, Ontario has theirs, and there's been a segment of Alberta's population that has been interested in pursuing this. Not most Albertans, I should say, but some provincial governments have at least sort of danced with this idea. The other side of this, and I think the more consequential one, is the white paper that was released in March from the federal government that says essentially they're re-examining the role that the RCMP is going to be playing, or that they'd like the RCMP to be playing in Canada moving forward. So RCMP is kind of a hybrid organization. They handle terrorism, they handle big crimes that cross provincial borders, but they also handle, speeding tickets and bylaw infractions in small places, small towns across the prairies and other parts of the country. So they want to get out of that part of the business, and as they do that, the deadline for that potentially happening is 2032. The provinces are going to have to come up with a plan. Here's how the Premier describes how this agency could fill the gaps.
I mean, everything we're trying to do is to increase the number of boots on the ground. That's what we're aiming to do. And it's because of the vacancies that we have seen that have chronically gone unfilled and created those gaps. That's part of the reason why we're stepping in here.
So some issues with lack of policing in small communities, and then the idea that, hey, those RCMP detachments could disappear altogether in 5, 7, 10 years. So this agency being created with some civilian oversight to essentially create the framework to fill that gap and replace those RCMP detachments if that need ever should arise.
Aaron, thank you. The CBC's Aaron Collins live in Calgary.